Hey guys, good morning or good afternoon. It's Sunday afternoon, the day after my birthday. It's February 22nd. Went out for a birthday dinner last night. And the guy, my organizer, I guess my main organizer, stalker, tortured me through the entire birthday dinner. Me and my family went to Red Lobster. And it was really nice. It's really expensive. We don't do that a lot, but since it's my birthday, my parents were like, yeah, and they gave me some money to help me out, which just really helps me out more than they even know. It was still good. And we sat around after dinner, and I hung out with my family, and I heard the high pitch, EHF, and a little bit of ELF. And the V2K while I was hanging out at my house after dinner, but I still, I tried to ignore it, and I was able to ignore it even better because my brother was there and I don't see him a lot, and so we had fun, and just laughed and talked about the family, and it was really good. This is a follow-up. This is part 2 of remote neural monitoring. My part 1 was a letter from Jeff. He's another targeted individual in New York, and he gave, I read an article in part 1. I've been having a hard time, I do little tidbits about remote neural monitoring because it's so sci-fi, and the targeting and gang stalking is already sci-fi to begin with, or already sound sci-fi to begin with, is what I mean, and this is the level, this is a very advanced level of it, which is even more bizarre than somebody shooting you with something that can hurt you through your wall. It still uses microwaves, I believe. I'll give you the most current example of remote neural monitoring and how I figured out that it was happening to me. Yesterday morning, I was laying in bed and I was asleep, so I went from being asleep to being awake. Did not move, did not open my eyes. I hear immediately on the V2K, he's awake, turn it up. So on remote neural monitoring, I wasn't moving, I wasn't opening my eyes, but I did wake up, physically wake up, and somehow they were able to read this, to know I was awake, and to go ahead and they turned up some of the ELF and the EHF when I woke up. So the remote neural monitoring is able to kind of read physiological responses in you. What the main thing that it does, and I'm going to take this slow because this is a technology I know little about, but I do know that I am being remote neural monitored. I'll look in the mirror, and he really tries to convince his wife that I'm crazy, so she'll get on board of murdering me in my house, which is crazy. For 3 years, she's just been like, I want this out of my house. She doesn't like it. She's a normal human being, trapped. But I'll look in the mirror and he'll be like, look, his eyes are great, look at him. And this is right when I wake up. I'll go to the mirror, he'll be like, look. And the first time I realized that they can see through your eyes with remote neural monitoring, I was in a Lowe's, and I walked to the bathroom to wash my hands before I was going to see what I could get. I was getting some aluminum to put up against the ELF and the EHF, and I walked into the bathroom and looked in the mirror, and it was like, yeah, look, he is crazy, look. And so the V2K responds to it immediately, if you're looking at something, or what's really bad about it, and this is connected to them being able to see through your eyes, is that they're basically shooting microwaves through your visual cortex. You can tell, this is how I've been able to tell, is you can feel a little a tingle or an itch in your foot or your toe, or maybe an itch in your extremity, your fingers, like that. Now for me, when they do it, I've heard other stuff about the sore toes. It'll feel like my big toe and my other toe are breaking. It'll feel like they're so sore. Because I think whatever kind of nerve run through, it's the vagus nerve that it affects. When they shoot your visual cortex, it basically runs throughout your body. That's how they're able to affect physiological things in your body through remote neural monitoring. through shooting a microwave near your visual cortex and near that vagus nerve that runs throughout your whole body. And that's why you'd feel a tingle in your toes or your fingers. So if you're feeling tingles in your extremities, like a tingle for a little while and then it goes away, or an itch in your foot that just shouldn't be there, and you scratch it, it doesn't go away, and you'll know you're being remote neural monitored. The article by Jeff was great, and that was a godsend, because God knows that I'm having a hard time. God knows, just that saying, and God really knows that I'm having a hard time talking about this stuff. I know that it's happening to me, but it's a more complicated thing. Like they do shoot. The microwaves are all around you because you're getting EHF and ELF. You're being hit by that, and that strengthens the power of microwaves. They shoot through your visual cortex. So what they see like a microwave image of basically trash thoughts, your reflexive thoughts in your mind. So if I'm a guy, so I'll look at a girl and I'll think about her butt or something like that, or just I'll look at a sign and I'll think of a memory or something like that. It's just reflexive in my brain, and they'll pick up on that. They will get an image. It takes a little while for them, because I hear them react, and it takes about 10 seconds or so for that image to come up where they can see it. So I'm not sure if it's filtering a bunch of stuff, because the human mind, we're always going through reflexive thoughts. But they can actually, and that's not your mind. Your visual cortex is just where your brain throws up, basically. So they're not going in and getting individual memories. They're just they get memories if you think of it, and you're thinking of it right then, and you're seeing it in your mind's eye. That's what they're seeing. What I do, which I don't know if it works or they're able to, because he really doesn't use it to really learn about me. He's torturing me, and then he uses that to say that I'm insane. Every thought that I have, he's insane. What I do, I love Marvel comic book movies. I get obsessed about some of them, so I'll just put those images in my mind, just kind of running through them, X-Men and Spider-Man movies, and I'll just kind of go through those images throughout the day. It's not I don't have any bad thoughts, but everybody has thoughts that are just weird, because we're humans. They're reflexive thoughts. Your brain can't even help it. And so those are the thoughts they want to get you on, because it's hypocrisy. They don't know what they're looking at with the technology. I don't know if every targeted individual has this, because it's very expensive technology. It's probably tens of thousands of dollars for them to have the remote neural monitoring part of it with the remote station. I know that it's involved in mine. I know it's involved in Jeff's. I know he's going through it. I don't endorse everything he says in the article, and he knows that. We've talked about that. There's some things that I'm not sure of that, I would have had to have been there with him, but I do trust him as a targeted individual, and I know, we get kind of paranoid because we're being messed with. I'll give you an example today. They hack into my computers and my phones to basically track me and to do stuff and to mess with me, and so my work phone, the alarm wasn't going off, and I was like, this guy, because he is he'll put up I'll have my work phone, I'll put it in my pocket, and I'll pick it up, and it'll have the text screen on every time, and he's trying to either make me think he's doing something on my phone, or they're putting on that screen so they can do stuff under it and actually hack into the phone and mess with stuff. But the alarm didn't go off, and I was immediately I was oh my God, this guy, he's turned off my work phone alarm. I'm not going to be able, I'm going to have to go get an old alarm clock. But then I was driving around, I was looking at it, and it was only set for the week, and it wasn't set for Saturday and Sunday. So it was me, I hadn't set it for Saturday and Sunday. I became paranoid and immediately thought it was him doing it. Even though he is targeting me, he is doing this. This stuff does make you paranoid. Even people who are even kill and stuff like that. So some of the stuff that Jeff talks about, I think, could be that. He could be seeing something and being well, that that's organized gang stalking. But it could be paranoia driven. We all have paranoia driven stuff. And I'm not I'm going into it and Jeff, buddy, your letter's awesome. You've helped me so much. like, I believe what you say, but these guys are great at letting this program work itself. They're great at, deceiving people. There's a part in this article, and I want people to be careful about this. And it could be true. It could be true when your attackers say this kind of stuff. It could be true. He said something like a name or something, and they said, "Oh, he knows. Like, he's got, like, how did he know that?" Or he said something where they were like, "How did he know that?" And I got that a lot when I first started at this house. When I first started being attacked and surveilled, I'd be looking for cameras in the house because I hadn't gotten to the point where I knew it was remote surveillance. Like, I hadn't actually taken off my phones and everything and run through a field, and they could still, V2K, and, it was remote to my body. Like, I hadn't figured that out yet, so I was looking for cameras in the walls, I was looking for cameras in the TV and stuff like that, and there was a voice, like a young Hispanic man who doesn't live there anymore, because they kind of different ones come in. He was like, "Did he find it? Did he find it? Has he found it yet?" And it was totally to screw with me, to make me look more. And so I just want to put that out there, that they're going to try and deceive you. If they do say something like, if they say something positive, like, "Oh, yeah, he's got that, like, I can't believe he knew that," or something like that, you need to be careful. And it may be true that they may be people who accidentally say that, or they, do have more kindness in them. But be careful about that. Just be very careful about that, because they're deceivers, and they're deceitful all the time. But, like, I love the article. He was posing theories. He posed some theories like aliens, things like that. But he was just theorizing. He does know it's people. But there, it's not incredible to think, because, I mean, it is. It's not true, because I know that these are human beings doing it. But I can see how people would have theories about it, would have some out there theories about this stuff. I mean, that's how these guys work it. That's how it's worked. But I want to get back to how I know I'm being remote neural monitored, my own experiences. Let's see, what else? Like, there's a lot of personal stuff that they remote, and Jeff was very good at coming out with a lot of personal stuff, and especially they use sexuality in a big way, which I don't want to go into. They do microwave my genitals to either arouse me or hurt, my genitals. Like, I know that there's the new guy with the black car that they've invited into their home to actually help them, and I don't know if he has military training or if he's just gang stalked before. I don't really know. I don't know anything about him. But the torture has changed to where they're actually, they don't just hit my testicles with the microwaves. They actually hit the tip of my penis with the microwaves. Like, and that's this new guy coming in with new torture. See, it's sick stuff like that. It's beyond personal, and that's why, a lot of women who are attacked, they don't say anything. It's why it's hard for me to talk about remote neural monitoring, because a lot of that stuff is so depraved, and it's like, you don't want to say it, because it just, like, if somebody doesn't believe what's happening, they'll just think you're a sicko. So, during the night, it's used a lot. The remote neural monitoring is used when you're sleeping a lot. I've had bizarre dreams. Like, I haven't remembered a dream in, like, a couple, maybe 2 years or something. I don't really remember dreams, but now it's like I have weird dreams that just don't seem, it's nothing, it seems like it has nothing to do with me or in anything that I'm, like, even thinking about. And, so that's one of them. One time, I was sleeping, and I was jolted awake, and it felt like somebody had hit me in the back of the head. And I know that was like remote neural monitoring. That was a psychotronic effect of this weapon, of them using microwaves to either put images or put a feeling or mess with your brain so you feel something. I know that when I wake up in the morning, When I wake up in the morning, I'm in my enclosure, I'm fine. Right when I get out of that enclosure, I have to urinate and use the bathroom immediately, to the point where I have to run to the bathroom. And when I'm doing things that are important, like at work, I'll have to use the bathroom so bad that I can't, I can barely hold it in, if at all. So I know they can, with the remote neural monitoring, actually affect functions of your body. This stuff sounds crazy. And I have to, because I'm a level-minded guy, but I know that this stuff is happening. I know it's happening to me, along with the, heavy torture. My guy really tries to use the remote neural monitoring. I know it's used with a little bit more finesse on some people. This guy's trying to just use it to get more people to think I'm crazy, in a hypocritical thing where they don't know what they're looking at, and he's trying to really hurt me with this stuff, physically hurt me, wear me down, and he's not trying to learn anything or do anything like that. He's trying to neutralize and kill a target. What else? This is why I tread very carefully on the subject, and I'm so thankful to Jeff. I'm so thankful to him for coming along, and I may need to write an article about it and just read it to y'all, about my experiences with it, so that I don't hedge on it. But it's weird stuff. It's weird. It's like psychotronic weaponry. It's a microwave. It is a microwave. It is microwaves used to somehow to map an image of what's going on in your visual cortex. That's why they're able to see through your eyes, because your eyes are connected to your visual cortex, and that part of your brain shoot a microwave at that point, and they're able to see through your eyes, or see things like memories or just random thoughts. Right now I'm looking at this tree, I'm thinking of squirrels, I'm thinking of me and my dad and my brother went to camp, in DeRidder, so they see those images being spit out by my visual cortex. They're just random thoughts, and that's what they're seeing. So they'll basically say, that's how you think, and they'll be like, oh, this guy's crazy, because anybody who is being judged by what their visual cortex does is gonna look crazy to somebody who is not being remote neural monitored. And I hear that the reason why I know he's doing this is because the V2K lines up with the remote neural monitoring. I prove it, and it's been 3 years. So the way that my attacker responds to just certain things that I'll think of, especially if I'm if I'm looking at a woman of the correct age, and I do glance over, and I just cannot help looking at her body, that's especially used. They don't really call me pervert. They just call me retarded, crazy, screw this guy. They use sexuality a lot in mutilated, weird, deviant ways that aren't positive in any way. That's pretty much what I know about it. He said that when you hear the high-pitched sound, that means that the remote neural monitoring started. I don't know about that. I'm not going to disagree with him because I don't know enough about it. I know that when I feel a tingle in my toes or my foot, an itch in my foot, I do sometimes get the really, really high-pitched, pressurized sound in one ear, and that could have something to do with remote neural monitoring. I'm not sure. I know that it is being done to me. I know that any theory on this side is just as good as the next right now. We need to get all of our theories, and we need to say, well, this is what's happened to me, when this happens. I don't feel the remote neural monitoring, it's not something that, what it does, it probably is, it coalesces alongside the ELF and the EHF. The more of that they can do to you, the more they can read your body, the more they can, I don't know if they can map the brain, I don't think that, but I think they can basically, how in Star Trek they say, I'll be monitoring your frequency, and it's kind of like that. They're monitoring your frequency. They're tapping into your frequency with microwaves. With an electromagnetic frequency, they're tapping into your frequency. So that's when I woke up, and I made sure, I didn't have to try. I woke up, I didn't open my eyes, but I woke up, and didn't move from the position I was in, and I heard either the black car guy or the main stalker. Their voices are kind of similar. I heard one of them say, "He's awake. Go ahead and turn it up." And I think that well, I don't want to get into all that right now. I really don't want to ever talk about his wife. I want to leave her out of this completely. But I think she saves me pretty much. She's trying to save him and me and the whole situation. But I think they go easy on the physical torture while I'm sleeping because it's so dishonorable. And they are around like a good woman, and like she's not letting it go on, but it holds them back a little bit. She doesn't really know what to do. I don't really know what to do. My family doesn't know what to do. Even the smartest people involved in this don't really know what to do. They're kind of trapped. And like I've said before, these guys with this technology that have evil intentions, they know exactly what to do. This guy says he has to do it all the time. He says he has no choice. Heard him tell his wife, I cannot let this guy live. That was maybe the scariest thing I've heard him say. Because I have 32,000 views on my YouTube channel, putting a lot of videos out, and that's why. But I told y'all that. I'm being transparent. I'm telling y'all what I want to do, and I am a danger to them. Information is the most dangerous thing. I put out a video a while back. I'm about to put it out, and I was able to go into my safe mode and upload videos right after I made a video about putting it in safe mode to upload your videos. Now I go into safe mode, and I cannot open up one internet window. It says proxy server cannot connect. However, because of things like my phone and stuff, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to reset my modem. I'm going to make sure that I'm not on wireless. I'm going to do everything to make sure that it's not a mistake that I made. But it would be very, very coincidental if that happened right after I made that video, because I was able to go on and just upload. And it was at my parents' house that I was able to go in safe mode and upload. So here, safe mode, they may have been able to kind of, hack into my network, and they may be focused more on that than at my parents' house, tapping into that. They definitely hack into most everything, because they've got to, I noticed that, yesterday I went out and I didn't have my work phone. I had my regular phone, and I was going through all the green lights. And I had this phone on me, which usually I'd have this phone and I'd catch all the red lights. But whatever they're doing to track that and stop me at red lights, they switched that to my work phone. So that's now the thing that, because I've had that job for so long. And so even in this kind of, it goes along with last night. My dad had an aneurysm a while back. He can drive fine, but he's still, he needs to be careful when he's driving, and they were definitely switching the lights on him. And I mentioned it, and then it stopped. I mentioned it. I was like, "Oh, you're catching a lot of the lights, Dad. You're catching all of them." And then they stopped it. They kind of went back on it. But that's honorless. This guy, he's had an aneurysm in his life. He needs to be careful driving. Not to say he's not a good driver, but they were we'd go up to a light and it would turn red right when we got up to it, like a bunch of lights. And this was my birthday. This is the night of my birthday. My dad was, driving us. He has nothing to do with this, and they were targeting him because I was in the car. And that's a very big danger of these people. They don't care about the people around you. They're just trying to get to you, and they'll hurt those people to get to you. That's a very sad thing and a scary thing. I'm getting off of remote neural monitoring. I don't know, there's a lot of things that I kind of want to go into. I do think they can project images into your mind. They haven't been that successful with me. They've been successful with playing around with my dreams. They haven't been successful when I'm awake to put something in there. I don't think. I don't know. I know when there was one. I don't even know about that. I just know they haven't been successful of putting any kind of images in my mind. And I don't know if that has to do, I've had Crohn's since I was 10 or 11, and like I've had trauma in my life, so my mind is, it's been kind of played around with, and I've gone through pain. Like, I don't even really get drunk, because of the trauma and the pain I've been through in my life. Like, I'll drink and I'll maybe get tired, but I don't get drunk the same way other people do, because like I've had to learn how to kind of control my mind through heavy pain of Crohn's disease. So the remote neural monitoring may have more trouble with my mind because I've gone through so much. I don't know. That's a theory that I have, that I'm just a little bit. It's just a little like my mind is a little bit more slippery and hard to get a hold of. My frequency a little bit more slippery than other people's. But they have been able to screw around with my dreams. I'm sure of that. And that was even in the beginning of this. I didn't say anything about it because I didn't want them to know and keep doing it. But I need to talk about the remote neural monitoring. It's a psychotronic part of this, and it does, because they're hitting your head, And somebody commented last night, because when this black car guy came, the attacks with the, I guess, ELF is what I thought it was, pinpointed to the side of my head, then it would heat up the whole side of my head, so it was like a pinpointed. And he said it was some sort of laser they can use that will hit an area and like just microwave the whole area. And it felt like a pinpoint like that. It felt different than all the ELF that the previous guy had used. I mean, he's still in there. Like, his family's still in there, and the black car guy's in there. Across the street, the extended family that came to stay with them in a trailer, in a mobile home, is still there after about half a year. Just moved in with them. So 2 houses directly near me have permanent guests that have come to stay. I think that is suspect in itself. I do. I'm going to do a part 3 to remote neural monitoring. I'm going to write some stuff down this time because I want to honor what Jeff did, and I don't want to come out with a video and just be like, well, it is stuff that I'm not sure of, and I can only tell you what I'm very, very sure of, is that they are doing it to me. They can see through your eyes in surveillance. That connects with what the kind of thoughts they're reading in your visual cortex, because your visual cortex is attached to your eyes. So when you see something, like I see that tree right there, I'm thinking of my trip to West Virginia. I'm thinking about the snow that fell there. I'm thinking about Green Bank, and go and see the telescope there from those, and see. So that's what they see. See those reflexive thoughts. You're just looking at a leaf, but your brain is just spitting out stuff, spitting out memories, spitting out new thoughts, spitting out emotions or whatever, and that's what they're getting on that. They're getting an image of those random thoughts, and then some of them, my guy, he uses those to judge me and to get other people to go, this guy is crazy, he's insane. I know that for sure because I've matched it up with the V2K. I've matched up, how kind of things go, with what they're talking about, what he's trying to do. Even if I don't talk, they're like, see, he's crazy, and it's not. I'm not even doing anything. So there would have to be something they're going off of. And this really goes into territory that I'm hesitant to go into, because I feel like we do need to talk about this, but I feel like we need to get people to know about these people shooting weapons through our walls and surveilling us with equipment that's not, that's pretty sci-fi in itself, and this is a step up in sound and sci-fi, the remote neural monitoring. So I do, and that I'll tell y'all, I'll be transparent and say that's why I usually back off of it. My situation is pretty dire. It's not that bad because I have so many plates up against that wall, but I do feel they do, give me pain all the time. But it's from the weaponry that they have to what I'm feeling, like I'm doing pretty good at defending myself. That's what I just think everybody out there should defend themselves and buy time, because like we have a lot of people working on this. So like defend yourself in any way you can, psychologically, physically, even if you look a little bit crazy. I don't know. I don't know. Like, I mean, the stuff he was saying is true, though. When I did hang out, I hung out, like, and I don't, it's like, I don't even, I don't want to go into that. There's certain things I don't want to go into. I'm going to do a part 3. It's stuff that, it's so personal, it's so degrading. Like, I can say this, though. I can say that, it's like these people, they've taken the last vestiges. Like, I didn't even know about remote neural monitoring. I just knew this guy was attacking me in my private home. And I made a statement. I think I was maybe talking to them or talking to my parents or something. And I said, these people have taken the last vestige of peace from people, their private homes. I mean, there's war. You go to work and you have a fight with somebody, or you go out in the traffic and people are, aggressive. And so we go to our homes to feel safe and to relax. And they've taken that. Then the remote neural monitoring, they've taken the last vestige of, even if you're being attacked in your private home, you could at least have your private thoughts. They've taken that. They've taken the private home, and they're raping people's minds and using it against them. So they it's always worse than. I don't want to say that it's always worse than I think, but I don't know. There's this part in Serenity where the guy's like, it's even. It was the guy that Malcolm Reynolds is fighting. I don't know if y'all seen this, and he says, it's worse than you could even imagine. He says it usually is, and it's like, that's what I feel like in this. I think, like, this is bad, what they're doing, this part is bad, and then it's worse than that. It's always like more evil. And I'm hesitant because I had a big clobbering in the face by my dad, and he didn't mean to do it when this all started. He said, I was talking to him about it, and I knew it was something remotely like a satellite or a cell phone tower, but I stuck when I was talking to my parents. I stuck to, they're shooting me from the sides of the house. That's what I stuck to, because, like, even that was a crazy point to go to. And he said, Kyle, the next thing you're going to be telling me is this is coming from a satellite. And I think I said, it is. I think I immediately said that. But that's why, that's where my hesitancy comes from. It's normal people seeing this and being like, well, the next thing you're telling me, they're going to be able to read your whole mind. The next thing you're telling me, they're going to be able to do this or that. And so it makes us look crazy. This thing it's meant to make us look crazy while it kills us. It is definitely tailor-made for that, and that is a definite, objective of this, is to make you look crazy while it kills you. While they kill you. While the people kill you with this technology. And the remote neural monitoring definitely does that. If you talk about that, you seem crazy. If you talk about them being able to see you in your house, you seem crazy. If you talk about them shooting some taser-like electromagnetic energy through your walls to hurt you in your sleep, you seem crazy. So they really do succeed, and it's not because they're so intelligent. It's because they have a technology that lends itself to people not believing in it, because it's new and it's being abused by people so heavily that people can't believe some cruel people would do that. We got to get past that. We got to start studying and researching things. Like, everybody, our youth needs to start researching this stuff and not just listening to authority. I hate saying that, but I've gone through a lot in this, and, like, I'd like to just have a policeman tell me something to do, and I'm like, that's a policeman. He's going to do what's right, and I'm going to do what he says. I'd love that. I love it. That's what I want in our society. We can't do that anymore. We cannot do that anymore. You have to question things, and you have to be very careful, and there are good people out there that you can listen to. You need to kind of feel it out. Feel those people out, know who you can talk to, know who you can get help from. And if you get a bad feeling about somebody, and even if you're wrong, get away. We have to do that. Jeff really helped me. He just really helped me because like I have a hard time with this. I'd have to write something down about it. I do know that it's happening to me. I don't know the extent of the psychotronic weaponry. I know it can. I know that I'll feel a tingle in my feet. I know that they use that imagery to just say that your brain is crazy or whatever, because nobody in the room where they're killing me or anybody who's involved in this is being remote neural monitored, and they're not going to go out and study other examples of it or testimonies of it. They're just going to be like, this guy, look at this. I told you he's crazy. Like, I mean, this guy, his biggest thing is like, I told y'all, he's crazy. And I have, like, I've been not I have been crazy. Like, I've been thinking about, I guess, and I don't want to talk about this because these videos are seen by a lot of people. No, I got to. I've been thinking about purchasing a gun and having bullets with it in my house. Not to use it, but I'm not sure these people are so deadly and they're poisoning me and doing all this murder stuff. And I've been thinking about having it just in case somebody tries to break into my house, or if the guy does get close to killing me, where I could, I don't know, defend my life as an American. And I think about that in my mind. That's a big thing about remote neural monitoring. That's how a lot of it I could tell, because I would think about that. I'd think about going to purchase a gun and just keep it in my house. And this guy, he was like, see, I told y'all he's dangerous. We've got to take him out. While he's murdering for 3 years, me thinking about maybe getting a weapon just to defend myself in my home, he's trying to use that as I'm dangerous. So it's like a pre-crime thing but they're not using it for pre-crime. They're using it to like hurt somebody, torture them, and then try and see negative thoughts, and then react to those and be like, see, he's crazy. And when you're being tortured, when a human being's being tortured and killed in their home and they can't get help, usually the things that will go through your visual cortex are panicky thoughts, thinking about defending yourselves, thinking about, maybe even violence. These are just things that you're not going to do, but they just go through there. They go through there when you're being attacked, tortured, or murdered, and that's any human being. That's a very regular thing. So they're trying to take normal human reactions and just act like they're not doing anything, and act like it's really it's just a very chaotic ordeal. It's a very chaotic system they have. It's a very chaotic program. It's full of lies, full of just trying to make things a certain thing instead of like looking at what's really happening and dealing with the situation. It's trying to make dangerous people. It's trying to make people who look dangerous. It's trying to make trouble so that then they can say that they're dealing with it, but they're murdering for years and years to try and create this. I mean, it's unbelievable to me. We've got to talk about it. I appreciate my buddy Jeff, like, jumping in. Like, he asked me to read that letter, and I don't know. It's something that I feel like we got to get the other stuff first. We got to get the ELF and the EHF and them hurting us in our house. We got to get that first before we even step up people. And this is for people who aren't targeted individuals. We need to step those people up slowly. But I am talking, my audience is mostly targeted individuals, so I shouldn't be like that. I should go ahead and talk about what I know is happening to me. Other people are brave enough to do it. And if I'm going to make these videos and catch hell for it, I might as well be brave enough to talk about what's really happening. There's evidence. I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's the weirdest thing. And as I learn more about it, I'll try and tell y'all more. I'll do a part 3 and finish it up because I didn't do a good job on this video. But it's the best I can do right now. My chair is sinking. The chair is sinking. It is sinking into the ground in my yard. Okay. Now, I've just gotten shorter a little bit. We've all got to fight. We've all got to fight and just say what you know about it. I just read a comment, and I won't say her name. But I woke up this morning and read that comment to keep me going. And it's a girl who is a targeted individual who comments on my videos sometimes. And just much love to her and strength to her. And she was like, she's like, you're very lucky to have, your parents' house to go to. I don't think she talks to her parents anymore. She's alone. She said she doesn't know how much longer she can survive because of the EMF, ELF, the poisoning, the stress. And nobody listens to her. Nobody's listening to her or helping her. She's got a whole bunch of people either remotely hitting her or right around her, doing the same things that they're doing to me. And she stopped talking about it. She stopped talking to anybody about it because nobody listens to her. So she's silent now, and I understand that. I want to be her voice. I want her to know that she should speak in some way and not let these people shut her up and put tape on her mouth. But I read that every morning, and no, I've read it this morning. I'm gonna start reading it every morning because that's why I'm doing this. I don't care about my life. I care about my life. I care about my family. What I'm saying is that there are more important things. And I don't know if this guy who's doing this to me, if he feels a duty to do this to something. I don't see how it could be to America. But now I've been tortured for years. There are people being tortured out there. I have a duty to do this no matter what happens to me. And I'll try and help my family too and do things. But I have a duty to you guys because this is the worst thing that could happen to anybody. And there's a way. The technology, like I'm getting this Q-Wave stuff and the plugs and everything, and it really, it really helps. It buffers it, and it's so expensive right now, but I just feel like, they're coming out with more stuff, so even if we don't stop these people, there's going to be a technology that comes out that's like a tabletop defender that's like 50 times as strong as a personal defender that you can put around your neck and go anywhere, and these people, it'll be a shield enough to where they can't do anything to you. I know we're getting there, even on that. So there's a lot of different fronts. There's the information where we're getting it out to the public. There's actually, we can try and get law enforcement to help us. But there's also the technology and defense that we're making great leaps in. I want to get more. I don't know. I've thought about maybe going and working for Q-Wave or something. And trying to like use my experience to say like this really helped, but I had to use so much of it, or talking to somebody in their maybe their research department or something about but I don't know if they'd even believe me. I guess they talk to so many targeted individuals, they really would. But I guess that's going to be part 2, remote neural monitoring. I know I talked about other stuff, and that's what I do, I guess, when I don't have a straight line with the topic. I've said pretty much what I know about it. I'm sure that he's getting a steady stream because this technology, and I've told y'all this before. These high frequency sounds, they shoot them like into like big tubing or big metal constructs that hold gasoline, or these manufacturing plants and stuff like that. So they'll shoot it into like a tank or something that they can't go inside because they can't pull it all apart, and they'll shoot the microwave in there to see if there's rust inside, to see if everything's okay inside. So they're using the same kind of thought to do that to the human brain. And I know it's probably going to be a modified microwave, not the same thing, not the same high frequency pitch they would shoot into like a big tank or something like that to see what's going on inside, but a similar idea. I didn't know that the human brain could get images out of it like that. I know that it's true. I know that you can. And I know all these targeted individuals are not lying. And I know I'm not lying. I haven't seen it, though. I don't know what they see. I don't know if it's a very scattered microwave kind of pixelated thing, or if it's, flashes, or I don't know, but I do know they see something. That's a scary thought, because it really is. I mean, private home, I was thinking that's our last vestige of peace. It's your mind. Your mind is... That's it. I mean, that's the last private place people can go, and it's no longer private. I hate to tell everybody that in the world. And it's not like your whole brain. If we let them keep going, they may be able to map the whole brain. Or if some people have told me they've already done it, and they can read your memories or stuff like that. I don't know about that. All I know is that they can shoot a microwave and get an image from the visual cortex, and they can look through your eyes using a microwave. And I think it has something to do with they shoot the microwave into your visual cortex, and it basically reads the cone. It basically maps a microwave image from the cones and the rods in your eyes, creating like a reverse image of what you see. It's high tech stuff. I mean, it is. And the American populace doesn't know anything about it. The world populace doesn't know anything about it because it is so high-tech. It could save a lot of lives. It could help a lot of people. It could maybe even, you could maybe even give sight to the blind with that kind of technology. You could, you could make somebody else see for them, or shoot, an image down, which is what they could be looking at. I mean, you could use, there's so many medical applications that just off the top of my head, but things that they could research and really do miracles that are good for this world. They're doing a lot of miracles right now that are used for evil, and that's the truth of that. But all right, I'm gonna go ahead and end it. This remote neural monitoring part 2. Kyle's thoughts, I guess. I don't know. I'll think of what to name it. Jeff kind of he did it for me. I'm glad he did, because I hedged a little bit, because it's something that sounds very sci-fi. As target individuals, we know it. I mean, we know about it. But I guess I've started to really think we need to get normal people on our side too. Not normal people. We're normal people, but people who aren't experiencing it, so they can keep an eye out for it. And then if there are people with an eye out for it, they won't join these programs of gang stalking. But y'all just stay strong out there. Don't give up. Don't think you're not going to die. Go get some heavy duty aluminum foil that's wide, and get some ropes, and just put it over where you sleep, and put a whole drapery. You can get ropes and put the aluminum foil over the top, and it can go all the way to the bottom, and you can just make a blanket covering, like a little cone over where you are. I could even do what I'm doing better. I mean, I have massive defenses, up, and they still kind of get me. I had a good night's sleep last night, though. I didn't wake up really sore. I had a little bit of a headache, so I placed my plates pretty good, and I'm doing it. I'm surviving. So I'm gonna keep going until an hour, but I watched a movie the other night, and it was like the night before my birthday. My birthday was depressing because the whole day I dealt with this. I went and changed my oil, but like they were, torturing me during my birthday. They like doing that. Events that are Christmas or anything like that, they like ruining that for you. They like turning good things into bad. But I was watching a movie. Well, first I watched Don John, which was really funny, but it's really sexual because he like watches porn and stuff, and so it's very, very sexual. But I like that guy, like Jason Gordon-Levitt. I really like him. I liked him in Batman and 50-50 movie where he gets cancer. He's a great actor. But after that, I watched Defiance on Netflix. If y'all have Netflix, watch Defiance. It's a good movie. It's about 4 brothers who basically defend a bunch of, the Jews who were being killed by the Nazis during World War II, and it's about like one of the parts of the movie that really struck me is like towards the end, and I'm not going to give away anything, but they're trying to get away from them. The Nazis are coming in; they know where they are, and they're trying to get away from them. And the guy who had been leading the group, the older brother, he doesn't have anything more in him. He doesn't know what to do. He's looking around at these people, and the people start to panic. And then his younger brother comes in and grabs him. And this is such a powerful part of the movie. And he's like, the older brother's like looking at him like, we can't do anything. I don't know what to do. And the younger brother's like, nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible. We keep moving. We keep surviving. And it's like this young person. And I don't know. I just had this feeling like the person I am now is like, I'm kind of paralyzed, and I'm like, this is so horrible. I don't know how to help, and this is so big. It's too much bigger. And then the younger guy that I used to be, and this is total metaphor, just grabbed me saying, nothing's impossible. God's helping you with this. Just grabbed me and saying, nothing's impossible. You keep moving, And I think we all have to do that. We have to be grabbed by, that person that wasn't hurt by this, that knew anything was possible, and wasn't contained or caged. And listen to them. Keep listening to them. Keep listening to God. Pray to God, and then use your best instincts to defend yourself. I really think we're coming to a time where we're going to get this backed off of us all around the world. I think that's going to happen. There's so many testimonies, so many people working on it. People will be aware, and we're getting there. We're getting there, so don't give up, and don't lose hope. And just I'm going to start looking at those comments of people every morning so I can get up and go to work and do this, and help people. I had a great birthday. A lot of people texted me that I hadn't even heard from in a long time, and I had a great birthday. Me and my family had a good time. I didn't let this guy doing stuff to me. I didn't let it ruin that. But it was depressing during the day. I would have liked to have not been dealing with this, But here we are. We won't be here forever. There was also a big call. There was a big call for the foundation, for some foundation last night. There was a conference call. Getting on those conference calls is really good. It's been so good for me to hear other people's experiences. I would really recommend that, getting on those conference calls, And even just if you don't want to talk, just listen to what other people are saying, just to know you're not alone. There are people out there, so many people. From I think 2008 till now, this thing has blown up. I think before that, even since 1980, it's been happening to people, but at a lower percentage. And I think since 2008, it's just been an explosion of it in our society. I've researched a little bit of stuff, and I think just that's the year I think it started happening to me, around there. And then I've heard a lot of other people say it was 2008, so I have a feeling it was around then where it just started blowing up, and this program was really rolled out, for more percentage of the population. I also know people who've been going through it for 18 years since 1993. I know that people have been going through it, who did go through it since 1980. After MK Ultra ended, that this was the new thing. But I have a feeling this part of it, and I don't know that the powers that be or the evil people who come up with programs like this will probably come up with something else to make us fight each other and make us all look crazy and stupid and laugh at us. But I think this stage of it, I think it's going to come to an end soon. There's just too many people talking about it. There's too many people that know about it. I mean, even all my psychiatrists, Like, I'll end up talking to them, and they're like, yeah, I do. Because they go out and they study it. They talk to me, and they're like, no, you're delusional. This stuff's not happening. Are you okay? Like, you're not thinking that your neighbor's doing anything. But then they go home and they study it because it's just too weird. It's too different. And they go home and they study it, and then they start having a different tune after I talk to them for a while. And that's what you got to do with people. They're going to not believe you at first, and you just got to kind of feel them out and keep getting the information out. Just be steady, be intelligent, be emotional about things that are really happening bad. The most emotional thing for me is I see one light vehicular harassment from young women, and I know that there are young women out in America and out in the world who are being raped in their homes while they're sleeping. They're being poisoned and microwaved by the kind of guys that are around me. I know that, and I see the young women involved in what they don't even know. They're vehicular harassing. They don't know somebody's being microwaved in their home. They're told by somebody of authority that they're helping keep the peace and they're patrolling or whatever. And that makes my heart drop, because if they knew what was happening to their counterparts in America, their counterparts maybe even in the city, and I'm sure there's probably a lot of targeted individuals in the city, that they wouldn't be doing that. And they all look so nonchalant about it, and I know they wouldn't be. I know Americans wouldn't be if they knew what was really going on. So it's a compartmentalized, confusing program where it's like a black ops thing where certain people are told what they need. Is that a fox? No, it's just a regular squirrel. But they're told what they need to know, to do what they need to do, to help who they need to help, who's doing it at another certain level. Yeah, right now my teeth over here are like super sore, so they're hitting me in my teeth right now, because when I'm outside they don't have a lot of power on it, and so when they don't have a lot of power coming from those frequencies, or like I'm defending pretty good, they'll start hitting my teeth or my eyes or my genitals, very, very soft points in my body. When they have the most power coming through, or I've screwed up and placed the shields in the wrong place or something, they will hit me in the chest. That is, when they've got the most power going through it, they'll hit me in the head or the chest. All right, guys. Just keep going. I see so many people suffering from this. We have to do something about it. We're involved in it, and other people are, dying and suffering. So, we have no choice. It's not like I can just dream this away or something. But we're getting close. We definitely are getting close. Just defend yourself. But if you do have a doctor you can go to and it's not expensive, like this guy, Mike in New York, he's not defending himself. He's trying to get medical. He's trying to get medical proof, and I'm not going to tell him he's doing the wrong thing, because if he does, then that'll help us so much more. And so he's taking a risk, and at this certain point, he wants to live a semblance of regular life, which I understand. So do what you think is right. This is so new, and we don't know a lot about it. So your innovative thought as a targeted individual could help all of us. And that's what I try and do. I try and have innovative thought. I try and think of these things so I can just send it out to y'all, and that we can have some victories in this. I do want to say, especially because of the remote neural monitoring aspect, this is very psychological and spiritual, and it can really it can wear you down. It can wear your energy levels down. And there's stuff about it that we don't understand about, like, how energy, is transferred between human beings, like why we feel what we do, why we think what we do towards each other. There's stuff that they're messing around. The targeters and the stalkers, they're messing around with energy. They don't understand. But what I think would be a very smart thing to do, and I don't know. I have faith in prayer, and I know the power of prayer. Every night, maybe just before you go to bed, just say a prayer and send out your love and positive energy and get positive energy back from all the other targeted individuals out there. So everybody, every targeted individual who's seeing this, let's every night start saying a prayer, or just if you're spiritual, just saying a prayer like I want to send out my love, my peace to all targeted individuals. Let's start just sending out that energy. This energy is a very important part of this. They want to keep you to low energy. And so if we start getting together in any way we can, even like esoterical, prayers for each other, it'll strengthen us. You'll feel strength. We need to combine our powers and really, really go after these guys. Go after this program. Don't focus on... Well, I'll go ahead and end it there. But I want to go ahead and end it with a prayer too. God, please help all targeted individuals today. Just help them to find peace and to live in peace and harmony as much as they can through these attacks. Help them to know that you're going to end this soon. You're going to work through us to push it back and to make sure that we're okay. Just strengthen all those who have been going through this. The veterans of it, the people who have been going through for so many years. Please give them strength and give them peace. Show us your mercy, God. Help us to be calm and not become enraged or lower energy. Just help us. Help us with all this. Help us to know that if somebody's judging something they don't even know about, that it shouldn't make us feel guilty. We shouldn't feel guilty about any of this. These people should feel guilty. Please help us to stay on track like that and know that, we're not victims, we're survivors, and we can get through this. Please give us power to do this, God. Keep us going, and please end this in our country and end this in the world. It is just such a bad thing. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and end there in an hour. I try and stick to an hour nowadays, or 30 minutes, or 45 minutes, because then I'll start, I ramble the whole time, but I'll start rambling more. I love you guys. Stay strong. Don't give up. I'm one person, I'm one regular dude, and, I've got 32,000 videos on my YouTube channel. I have made a difference in this for some people. They've made a difference to me because I did this. They've reached out to me. It's created connections. It's created learning. Don't think that you don't matter. Don't think that you don't have anything to add to this. You're in this position because you have something to add to it. And I'm just saying, I'm a regular guy. I've already been through stuff in my life, so it's I wasn't this big, strong, full energy guy dealing with this, and I've made a difference, and other people I've seen have made such a difference in my life. Me and Jeff were talking about it. We were talking about William the Bastard, and even though I didn't, William the Bastard had a lot of theories about it, and I thought he was on the money about some of the stuff, but I thought some of the stuff he talked about was pretty crazy, and I still do. I still think some of his theories were kind of off, but he's the guy who started me making videos. I saw his videos and I was so comforted by just the way that he talked to people. He connected with them. So even if I didn't believe everything that he said, he comforted me knowing that because I knew he was a targeted individual. I knew they were doing it to him. But he just, I didn't agree with everything he said about what was going on. That doesn't have to, we don't have to all agree with each other about every point. But he started me making videos. I saw his videos and I was like, man, this guy really comforts me. He's making long videos. I want to make long videos like that so people can watch them and feel connected and feel like they're not alone. Because that's how I feel right now with him. And so me and Jeff were talking about that, and you just don't know the effect you can have in somebody's life, the positive effect you can have in somebody's life until you reach out and do that. Because if William wouldn't have made those videos, I don't know. I don't know if I would have started making videos. Because I saw a bunch of other short kind of videos, and I was like, well, I don't want to do that. And this guy, regular guy who was going through it, decided to make videos, and then it he inspired me. Hopefully I can inspire other people. Hopefully they can inspire me more, and it'll just, coalesce into us getting together and really, taking back our lives and stopping this stuff. Alright guys, I'm going to end it there. I love you guys. God bless you. Live long, prosper. And I'll see you on the next one. I'm going to do a part 3, I think. I'm gonna research it a little bit more, maybe research the patents. I don't know. Am I going to have time to do that? I'm going to probably do a part 3. Alright, I'll see you guys on the next one.